Hey, I'm Melissa. It starts with a screenshot. One tiny slip through an Amazon delivery notification. Something I didn't mean to see but couldn't ignore once it flashed in front of me. A booking confirmation for a luxury resort. Couples activities. A weekend getaway. My chest tightens. I stare at the screen, still trying to make sense of it. I wasn't looking for anything. But now, I can't unsee it. A week-long business conference in Washington State, Mark's excuse, his go-to story. That's how it started, those late nights, those random weekend trips. He's been busy more than usual lately, pulling away slowly, like a slow, deliberate retreat. But this isn't business. This isn't work. It's Rachel. His colleague. The one I've met once or twice, with the too bright smile and the way she always laughs too loud. She's the reason Mark's been disappearing more. The reason he's been working late and traveling for business. I feel something cold in my stomach, like a switch flipping in my brain. It's not just suspicions anymore. It's real. I click through. More bookings. More payments. Expensive dinners. Jewelry. All for Rachel. My heart pounds. I'm dizzy for a moment, like I'm spinning in place. A trip planned for the summer. Another for the fall. A future already written, just not with me. I gather myself. I have to. I can't let him know. Not yet. I can't show my hand. 4 weeks. That's how long I give myself. 4 weeks to gather everything I need, to get the proof, to make sure I'm not going crazy. I start taking notes, keeping track of receipts, screenshots, emails. His phone. His schedule. Every little detail. I feel like a detective in my own house. I go through his things carefully, quietly, like a ghost. I don't make a sound. His side of the closet, his drawers, his old gym bag. I find more money transfers, gift purchases, hotel bookings. I make sure everything's documented. No room for doubt. I don't say anything. I keep it locked inside. I can't talk to anyone about it, not yet. I can't risk it. Not while I'm still collecting everything. Still putting the pieces together. There are too many holes in his lies for me to ignore now. Finally, it's time. I write the letter. Every fact. Every piece of evidence. I don't sugarcoat it. I don't hold back. I want him to understand exactly what I know. I want him to feel the weight of it. I fold the letter and slip it into his luggage. I've been waiting for this moment for weeks. It's not a coincidence that it's perfectly timed for his next conference trip. I know his flight schedule, the hotel check-in time. I've thought this through. The plan is simple. He'll leave, and I'll wait. I'll wait for him to get settled in the hotel before I do anything. I'll give him time to let it sink in, to stew in his own lies. The confrontation will happen when he's far from home. Far from the life he's built with me. Far from the kids. It's been 11 years. 11 years of marriage, of raising our daughters, of routines and comfort and boring, predictable days. I had no reason to question it. No reason to doubt him. Not until Rachel came into the picture. Not until his business trips became more frequent. More convenient. I stand in the hallway, the letter tucked into the bag he'll take with him. The girls are playing in the living room. I can hear their laughter. I try to push it down, the tightness in my chest, but it won't go away. This is happening. It has to. I have to do this. For me. For them. I pick up my phone, open his messages, and look at the last text he sent. Have a good night, babe. Lies. But I won't say anything now. I'll wait. I'll wait until I'm standing in front of him, until I can hear the truth spill out of his mouth and watch the shock in his eyes when he realizes I've known the whole time. This is only the beginning. For weeks. For long weeks of watching, listening, collecting the pieces. The evidence is laid out, clear as day. I've watched him pack his bag this morning, a familiar routine, but today it's different. Today, I know exactly what he's doing. I know where he's going and who he's meeting. He's not fooling me anymore. I wait until his plane is in the air, the time difference and the miles between us offering a thin veil of safety. It's strange, this waiting. I can almost hear him, hear his excuses echoing in my mind. I can see his smile when he's lying, the way he hides behind his work, the way he says he's too busy to notice me. Too busy to notice us. The silence is unbearable. I check the tracker again. His flight's landed, and there's still no message. No, I'm here, no, safe and sound. Nothing. I check his call log. There it is, Rachel's name, flashing on the screen. She's been there all along, but this time, I don't need the proof. It's in the air between us, thick and suffocating. I'm done waiting. I grab my phone and make the call. The receptionist at the hotel picks up after the second ring. I'm calm, too calm, but my heart is hammering in my chest. I ask for his room number, and she gives it to me without hesitation. She's probably seen this before. I dial the number, and it rings once, twice, 3 times. It's familiar, but there's no comfort this time. When he picks up, his voice sounds too casual, like nothing's wrong. Hello? Mark, I say, the words sharp and direct. I know what you've been doing. A silence hangs in the air between us. It's thick, pregnant with everything I haven't said. Rachel's voice filters through the line, muffled but unmistakable. Melissa, Mark says, sounding almost bored. Calm down. This isn't the way to handle it. I'm beyond calm. My blood feels like it's boiling, but I keep my voice steady. Don't tell me to calm down. Don't tell me it's not the way to handle it. You've been lying to me for months, and now you want me to sit back and act like I'm the crazy one? He sighs. Look, Melissa, it's over. I'm done with this. We need a divorce. The words hang in the air, final, cold, and without a hint of remorse. Rachel's quiet now, but I can still hear the softness in her voice. She's watching this unfold, this destruction, and she's not saying a word. I don't say anything for a long time. It feels like the room is closing in on me, but I don't let it. So, that's it? You've already made your decision? Yeah, he says, without hesitation. I think it's for the best. We both know it's over. I end the call without saying anything else, my hand trembling as I place the phone down. It's over. He's already checked out. I stand there for a long time, staring at the phone, wondering if I'll ever get the answers I thought I deserved. Wondering if I'll ever get an apology. But deep down, I know I'm not waiting for that anymore. I'm not waiting for him. The phone call with Mark ends. Silence fills the room. I stand there, not sure what to do with myself. There was no anger, no fight. He just agreed. We're done, he said, as though it meant nothing. But it does. It means everything. And in that instant, I realize that whatever I thought we had is gone. I can't linger in the sting of it though. There's too much to do. I can't waste time on tears or questions. I have to move. I need to take control. It's the only way I'll survive this. The girls are still in their room, ripping open presents, their laughter filling the air like a strange contrast to what's happening inside me. But they don't know. Not yet. I call a couple of friends. They know what's been going on, or at least some of it. I don't have to explain much. Within an hour, they're at the door, ready to help. There's no time for pleasantries or small talk. We get to work. We don't speak much, just move efficiently, carrying Mark's things out of the house. His clothes, his shoes, the little trinkets from business trips, packed up, ready to be sent to his new life. I'm not keeping any of it. This house is mine now. The girls are oblivious, lost in the excitement of their new toys. They don't notice the absence of their father. They won't, not yet. I can't tell them, not now. It's Christmas. The worst day for this to happen, but maybe the best too. I have time to sort through it before they fully understand. We finish quickly. His side of the closet is empty, his drawer space clear. I stand in front of the closet, staring at the emptiness. The weight of the situation hits me all at once. It's final now. There's no more pretending. I can't turn back time. It's over. The day drags on, but I keep the facade up. The girls open more presents, their faces lighting up as they always do. I smile, but it's a hollow one. Mark should be here. He should be part of this. But he's not. And he won't be. New Year's Eve rolls around. The girls are waiting for his call. Every year, he checks in right before midnight. They're looking at their phones, expecting it, waiting for his message to pop up. But it never comes. I don't know why I'm surprised, but I am. Maybe I thought, for a moment, that he might care enough to check in. But he doesn't. The phone stays silent. I try to make excuses. He's probably busy, I say. But the look on their faces tells me they don't buy it. They're disappointed. And so am I. The silence in the house is louder now. The girls are still too young to understand what's really happening, but I can see the cracks starting to show. I can't protect them forever. They're going to see the truth soon enough. And then I hear more. More whispers about Mark, about Rachel. I don't have to ask anymore. I know what's happening. He's planning a trip with her for Valentine's Day. He's already thinking ahead, planning a future with someone else. I shouldn't be surprised. He's made his choice, but that doesn't stop the sting. Every new piece of information twists the knife deeper. I can't keep pretending that this is okay. I can't pretend that Mark's absence doesn't matter. It matters. It matters more than anything. The day after New Year's, Mark is still at the house, his things packed but not moved. He's been distant, avoiding me, and when he does speak, it's like I'm a stranger. The silence between us has become unbearable. It's like we're both waiting for something, but neither of us is sure what. I try not to care. I try not to let his presence bother me, but it does. I don't want him here. He's already gone, but he hasn't left. It's like we're living in limbo. I can't stand it. He's blocking my calls, but I know he'll have to face me when the papers arrive. I just don't know when he'll get them. A week passes, and I've started the process, pulling together what's necessary for the divorce. I reach out to a lawyer, and the words feel so strange in my mouth: divorce, custody, child support. They don't seem real, not in the way that a broken marriage does. But the reality is here, and I'm staring it down. Mark won't talk to me directly. Instead, we meet through lawyers, through mediators. There's something cold about the process, something impersonal, and I can't help but feel like we're both pretending. He acts as though this is all business, like it's just another transaction. I'm sitting across from him, in a sterile office, and I don't recognize him anymore. The mediator asks about custody arrangements, and I feel my chest tighten. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to share my children with a man who's become a stranger to me. But I have to. The girls need their father, even if he's not the man I thought he was. I think weekend visits will be best, I say, voice steady. And dinner visits during the week, if that's possible. Mark doesn't argue. He barely even reacts. It's like this is a formality to him, like it's nothing. But for me, it's everything. It's the rest of my life. The rest of our children's lives. He's not even trying to fight for what he should care about. I'm not sure if it's the exhaustion or the numbness from everything, but I can't bring myself to care about his indifference. All I care about is making sure the girls are okay. I don't need him anymore. I never really did. But I can't shake the nagging fear of what this all means for them. We talk about his future plans. He's going to have to find somewhere to live. He's reluctant, like he doesn't want to move, like this is all too much to handle. But I don't feel bad for him. He did this. He made this choice. The divorce timeline is set. 2 months. It feels long, and yet it's too short to adjust to what's happening. I want to scream. I want to demand answers, but there's no point. He won't give me any. The lawyer talks about child support, and I nod. I don't want to have to rely on him, but it's necessary. I'm not stupid enough to leave the financial burdens solely on myself, not when Mark is still technically their father. But I'm not counting on him to follow through. He's shown me too many times that his promises mean nothing. And then there's Rachel. Every time I hear her name, a sick feeling twists in my stomach. I'm trying to focus on the practicalities of all this, finances, the girls, the house, but she keeps creeping into my mind. I can't shake the worry that she'll be influencing Mark, that she'll have some say in how things go from here. The girls don't need to know her yet. Not like this. They don't need to be caught in the middle of his mess. The day ends with a few agreements in place, but it doesn't feel like any real progress. Mark's still avoiding any real emotional confrontation, and I can't keep waiting for him to change. I'll survive this. I have to. The house feels different now. I'm not sure how to explain it. Maybe it's the silence, or maybe it's just the absence of Mark, but it's like there's a weight lifted. I don't know if it's the grief of everything that's happened, or the relief that it's finally happening, this shift, this separation. Either way, I'm adjusting. Slowly, but I am. The divorce papers are signed. There's no turning back. Mark's officially moved out, his things gone, and for the first time in months, I can breathe. I can walk through the house without worrying about him, about the lies, the secrets. I think about the last few years, about how much I ignored. How many signs I missed. But then I stop myself. I'm not going to keep looking back anymore. Things with the girls are complicated. They're adjusting too. They ask about their dad, and I tell them what I think is appropriate. It's hard, but they'll be okay. They have to be. The hardest part, though, is everything that comes after. Mark's family is still a mess of confusion and guilt. His mother doesn't quite know what to say to me, like I'm the one who's done something wrong. His brother keeps calling to check in on the girls, but it's clear where his loyalty lies. I used to care about that. I don't anymore. And then there's Rachel. I know she's still in the picture. She's not going anywhere. I can't avoid it, and I can't protect the girls from her forever. I'm determined, though, that I won't let her influence them the way she's influenced Mark. So, I arranged to meet her. I need to see her face to face, to size her up before the kids ever do. It's not a confrontation, not exactly. I'm not angry, not really. Just wary. She's the one who helped tear apart the family I worked so hard to build. And yet, I feel something else when I meet her, something I wasn't expecting. It's a mixture of pity and disappointment. She's not some villain, not in the way I imagined. She's just another person trying to fill a hole, maybe with Mark, maybe with herself. It doesn't matter. What matters is that she won't have any say over my kids. Not now, not ever. Meanwhile, my own family is going through its own issues. COVID hits, and suddenly I'm grieving again. Not the kind of grief I expected, not the kind that comes from betrayal or heartbreak, but from a loss that shakes everything. One of my relatives dies, and it feels like the world just keeps crumbling. Mark, of course, is absent when I need him. I can't even get him to pick up the phone. And when he comes to visit the girls, he barely acknowledges what's going on in my life. He's too wrapped up in Rachel, in his new life. I think he's moved on, but I can't stop wondering what he's telling her about me. About us. The lies continue. And I can't do anything about it. But in a strange way, this loss brings me clarity. The grief, the pain, it's all real, but so is the resilience. I'm learning to lean into the hard stuff. And when I do, I start to realize something: I don't need Mark anymore. I never did. Not in the way I thought. I've spent too long defining myself through him, through us. But now? Now I know I can be more than that. I can be me. And that's enough. The girls are going to be okay. They have what they need: love, stability, me. The rest of it can wait. As for Mark, as for Rachel, I don't know what their future holds. But for the first time in a long time, I'm okay with my own. I'm walking away from the version of myself that thought this would break me. It hasn't. It's made me stronger.